Hey guys, my name is Coward, and today I wanted to show you guys a witch doctor's take on the 200k challenge. I didn't really have a lot of time to plan out, different specs and what I was going to use, so I just decided to go with my normal farm thing spec and just roll with it. So I just threw all my gear and my Templar's gear into the stash and just headed to the AH and see what I could do. For the spec that I used, I went with Grasp of the Dead with Unbreakable Grasp, Soul Harvest with Languish, Spirit Walk with Honored Guest, Big Bad Voodoo with Slam Dance, Fire Bats with Dire Bats, and Horrify with Face of Death. So when I went to the auction house, I tried to focus on getting mana regen on my main hand, offhand, and the helmet. So I wanted to aim for about 25 mana regen per second. So when I had Vision Quest up, it would take me up to be able to spam bats and not have to worry about my mana. I tried to get intelligence about 100 on each of my pieces of gear and movement speed on my boots, and then I focused on crit hit damage and critical hit chance. Those help a lot with bats because bats hit like freight trains when they crit. I did get attack speed on my rings just because they were cheap and I was running low on money, and I was able to gear out the Templar with everything except an amulet, and it took him to about 67k life, which gave him a little bit of tanking room, but he was still died whenever he wanted to die. So here you can see that I was left with 6,817 gold, but I was able to get a full set of gear and almost a full set of gear for my Templar. Here you're going to see my Templar's life after I get all his gear on, and see is about 67k, and then my stats after I put a square gem into my knife, it took me to 28k damage, 13% crit, 119% crit hit damage, and 53 mana regen per second. With Vision Quest up, it's 212, which actually works out really well. So pack number 1, I started fighting mosquitoes. Everybody loves them. They weren't really too hard. Mosquitoes are you just have to run away from the little bugs and just shoot your bats and just wait until they die. They never really got close to me. Right here I ran into a bunch of mosquitoes because I just was getting antsy and I wanted to kill them fast, and since they were almost dead I just figured whatever, I can use it. The second pack was Reflex Damage, and instead of just taking my time I decided to try and brute force it down, and you'll see here in a second that that was a bad idea. The second time I still decided to, let's brute force it again and see what happens. I died again. The final time I said screw it, I'll take my time, and no more deaths after that. I was able to kill the last mob with these. The third pack had Teleporter, so I feared whenever they teleported on top of me, so I didn't risk of getting killed. I found a goblin on the way to Alcarnus, and it was pretty easy to kill. Just keeping my cooldowns up and spam bats at it, and it died pretty easily. Inside Alcarnus I ran into an illusionist pack that killed me once, but then I went back and just decided to kite outside of the town and I was able to kill him. The second pack was a demon dog pack that had health link, so pretty much they just fell over dead. There wasn't really anything to killing them. When I got to Magna, she was pretty much a big joke. All I had to do was just kite her ads around the room and no problem with there. The Sues was actually a little bit easier for me because there wasn't really a lot of room for my bats to go off in different directions. Each pack didn't really give me too much of any problems. Just keeping Languish up when they got close to me, and Grasp of the Dead whenever I needed another slow up. I ran into 2 Magus packs that were easy because they just started casting their lightning and just sat there and did nothing. They both fell over dead. When I got to the Oasis, I ran into a Durn Dervish Reflex Damage pack, but luckily they were going really slow, so I was able to just take them back to my checkpoint and take my time with them. After a while they just fell over dead for me. Then I ran into a Waller pack, and I died a few times with this guy because I got trapped inside the wall and his minions were still up, but after running back and killing his minions one by one, he got easier as it went. I tried to make sure that my Horrify was off cooldown and my Spirit Walk was sometimes off cooldown for the wall. The first pack that I actually skipped was a fast, and they were the melee snakes, and I just said screw it, I'm not even going to deal with that. Inside the ruins I found my first mortar pack, and I did a mix of staying outside of his dead zone and staying inside of his dead zone. The good thing about bats is that if you spam them from far away, the mob is still coming towards you, so the bats will still hit them even though that, you know, the mob is way far away. If you just keep on a set kite path, you'll be able to kill mobs that have mortar pretty easily. It just depends on how, you know, your mana is and making sure that the bats actually hit them. The second pack inside the ruins was a frozen shielding, just dodging their attacks whenever they came. There wasn't really anything to it. The third pack was skeletons, and they're easy no matter what. And I'm going to leave it with me killing the final mob, grabbing Zoltan Kulle's head. I'm going to post my Zoltan Kulle kill, the full kill, hopefully later on today. And with music, I don't want to do any commentary because it's a pretty straightforward fight. You just stay out of his rocks and make sure that he can't hit you with your fireball, and that's about it. Thanks guys for watching. I'm sure the next few days there'll be a lot more Witch Doctor 200k challenges coming out there. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to give away the set that I used to clear all the way up to Zoltan Kulle. So if you guys would leave a comment on here or on Reddit, you know, stating that you want, you know, you'd like a chance at the set, you know, just that'll let me know, and I'll pick a winner later on this weekend. I know my commentary wasn't that good, so I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless, and I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.